Hello, beautiful and magnificent beings. Welcome to this week's Oracle and Tarot reading. Let's find out what messages the universe has for pile 1. Today's reading is from Tuesday to Tuesday. I accidentally confused my days. I thought Sunday was Saturday, so I'm getting this out a little late. Okay, so if you chose this beautiful tree, look at all those colors. I see every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger. How have I shown resilience and strength lately? How can I apply the lesson learned to future challenges? Okay, so taking a little time to contemplate and reflect. Sometimes we get swept up in our day-to-day, and so the universe is asking you to start seeing things a little differently than you normally do. See it as a challenge to grow, an opportunity. There's always something good that can come out of every situation, no matter what it is. So kind of reprogramming yourself, and also to help you get started, thinking back to other times, or to specifically this week, but it could be any time in your life when you are having, the most difficulty, and remembering what you did, what type of tools did you use, how you reacted, how you moved through it, even if it was difficult. Sometimes we handle things a little easier, but I would say go with the more difficult situations and remember what worked for you. So changing your point of view of things, your way of being, your way of living. And I feel like many of you are already doing this, but this is asking you to go a little bit deeper. Things are speeding up. We are speeding up. Okay, and so the next card we have focus, being deliberate with your attention, number 32. And she has the sacred eye on her chest. Her eyes are closed, so she's communing with nature, she's communing with the divine, she has all of that purpose. So again, focus coming in, very interesting. Now is the time to focus. If there's something you've kind of been thinking about doing, or you realize you do need some work in a certain area of your life, that's what this is saying. To change, to shift, to allow yourself to be more open and playful, learning, seeing it as a learning experiencing, doing whatever it takes to achieve the goal, but just try to have more fun, less stress. And I know this isn't always easy, but this seems to be a major shift. I've been noticing this myself the last 2 weeks. Things are getting easier. We are becoming more calm, I think, in who we are and what we're doing. It's easier to just take that minute, to take that moment to focus when you're in the middle of it, and to make a better decision instead of just reacting and moving forward and going and hoping things work out for the best, to just really focus in on it. You know what to do. You have all of the tools. So I feel like this is, you're coming into a more productive time in your life. More beneficial. You just know what to do, when to do, how to do it. Like, I also feel there's some type of activation, definitely higher consciousness levels coming in. You're being shifted to, again, focus, to react, or not react, but to respond, not reacting, responding with the appropriate taking the appropriate actions for whatever you need to do, taking the time to reflect and figure out the best way to handle a situation. The stars whisper your destiny, follow their ancient light. Okay, so you are on the right path. This is something you were meant to do. It's part of your destiny. Also connecting with the divine. Some of you might really be into astrology. There could be some messages in there for you. This is a subject or a topic I've never really tackled on myself, but I know there can be some messages in there, 444 on the clock timer. Possibly getting a reading. Besides this reading that you're getting today, I feel like many of you can receive answers and inspiration through other readings. Also, connecting with your ancestors, I'm hearing is coming through very strongly. Some of you have had some ancestors, 2 or 3 ancestors around you at a time that's trying to help you with whatever's going on in your life right now. Very to the point today. And also we have nature, and we have a rabbit. Rabbits represent fertility, good luck, abundance, and this looks to be like a wise rabbit. You can see he's walking with his cane. He has some kind of stone. Actually, it reminds me of Gandalf, you know, the staff of the wizard, the staff of the priestess. And connecting with nature, you can see all of these little faces. There's a rock reminding you, you know, there's a little face over here on this mushroom. They're kind of hidden, but if you look closely, there's a tree up here reminding you that you are surrounded by life, living things, conscious things. Everything has a spirit, that animist connection again. Most of us are animists. I've mentioned this before and don't even realize it. So being able to connect with nature in a way that you haven't before, having that physical connection, that respect, that honor, and just allowing your soul and your spirit to open in a way that you haven't experienced, and connecting with nature, receiving answers. There's also a little animal here. I think that might be a dog though. But you are always being watched, and not in a creepy way. You are always being supported by things around you, and most of the time we don't even realizing it. So reconnecting and connecting in general in a way that you haven't before. Get out in nature, allow it to support you. And your first tarot, solar plexus, making a break for it. Okay. Deceit, lies, trickery, cheating, theft, underhanded, dishonest, dangerous, risky behavior, enemy masquerading as a friend, spying, lack of conscience, strategy, resourceful, flexible, escaping, interconnection. Okay, so this is also a time, this taking the opportunity to learn and grow. This tells me that there are certain people in your life right now you really need to be on your guard. Friends or frenemies, family, co-workers, it could be anyone, but you have the intuition, you have the divine connection. You know when you encounter these people. Some of them I feel like you're kind of hesitant, like you don't want to believe that about them. But Spirit is saying be on your guard of all people, especially those that you want to deny, because deep down you know there's something there. You might not want to deal with it, or you just might like this person so much that you don't want to think of them that way. But this is a time to protect and you know, maybe push aside, maybe limit your time, maybe getting rid of people. But if you're not doing any of those things, at least protect yourself. Don't trust them. Do some solar plexus work as well to help you with this. And we have, look at that, solar plexus again, number 14. I know my extremes, now I seek peace, temperance, balance, peace, patience, moderation, inner calm, perspective, oh sorry, I keep bumping the camera, tranquility, harmonious relationships, soulmates, serenity, compromise, forgiveness, accommodation, time heals all wounds. Okay, so coming into a time in your life that you are more grounded and balanced. I feel like the right people, as you over here, it's saying to protect yourself. There are people that you need to get away from. This card is saying the right people will be coming in. More balance is coming into your life. More peace, tranquility, soulmates, relationships, people that you desire, the type of friendships and relationships that you've always wanted, but for whatever reason you weren't ready for them, but now you are. So just know, as you let these other people go, the right people, your tribe, your soulmates, your twin flame, your, you know, maybe other family members, new friends, people that you might have known, but for whatever reason, at that time, you just you didn't feel as attracted to them for friendships or whatever, but now all of a sudden you just feel very drawn to them. And with time heals all wounds. Also, I feel like, 10:10 on the clock timer. I feel like this healing is also going to help you let go of the past experiences you've had where people have taken advantage and hurt you. And throat chakra, poverty. 5 of Pentacles, temporary financial hardship, negative change in circumstances, feeling left out in the cold, financial loss, recession, feeling the world is against you, adversity, struggle, hardship, bad luck, homelessness, poverty, unemployment. Okay, so I feel like I don't feel like this is you at all, though you may have experienced some of these things, but I feel like you have been surrounded by a lot of people that live this way. And, that type of energy brings you down. It's not who you are, how you want to live. And it will cause you to struggle because your heart goes out. You're sympathetic. 11:11 on the clock timer. But you're slowly moving away from this, and you have to speak to these people. You have to speak your truth. You have to put your foot down. And as soon as they, again, over here where it's talking about making a break for it, as soon as they realize they're not going to get anything out of you anymore, they're going to start to go away on their own. It won't be that much of an issue because, they're not getting what they want. And as soon as they figure out they can't manipulate you or control you, they're going to start to wander off and try to find somewhere else or another person to get this out of. So it's not going to be a very difficult transition for you. Okay, let's see what your next 3. We have mindful messages today. I am enough. And look at that beautiful blue. I am beautiful just as I am. I am loved just as I am. I am worthy just as I am. Just being me. I don't need to fit in. I just need to be myself. And the right people will come into my life. Those who see and appreciate me for all that I am. Yes, this is exactly what you're moving towards. You're, letting go, again, these people that try to take advantage. And one of the ways they do that is trying to lower you to their standards. They want to make you feel bad. They don't want you to realize how special you are. Otherwise, you will flee. They know that you're going to leave them. It's inevitable. So you feel comfortable being who you are. You don't have to hide or shy away. You have the confidence, again, with solar plexus coming through, to speak your truth, to put your foot down, to be who you are, and enjoy your life. And all of these people that see who you truly are, all of these new people coming in, appreciate you for that. Okay, and we have the better it gets. When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know there are much more good feelings, much more, oh my gosh. When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know there are much more good feeling things coming my way. The better it gets, and I keep rising up. Exactly. Riding that wave, staying in that energy, keeping your frequency up, and just, continually going. I feel like this is another amazing thing that's happening to a lot of us. We're finally learning how to hold frequencies better and longer than we used to the point of it's becoming effortless. We're just living in this now. And it is amazing. It is so fantastic. And again, look at that. All 3 of your cards were blue, which represents tranquility, peace, calmness. So more of this is coming into your life. And breathe. It's easy for me to return to the present moment simply by breathing. If I am feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and breathe in deeply as I picture myself filling up with white light, then exhale and envision stress and tension leaving my body. In this moment, I am free to gently stretch and open my eyes, feeling refreshed. Yes, so again, I like that this ends with where this was talking about challenging, learning. Well, actually, let me see. Sorry. I I see every challenge as opportunity to grow. And when you're distracted, I mean, this is becoming easier for you to do. You have the resilience, you're learning new tools, you have the old tools, but you're learning that any time you can come into this moment, it doesn't have to be a struggle, it doesn't have to wear you down and take you out, it doesn't have to take days or weeks to come back into this. Again, as I was just saying, we're learning how to shift more quickly and stay in the energy or the frequency that we desire, attracting more of what we want. And again, those things that are not helping or helpful just kind of fall away. Okay, so the last 3 cards are Self-Care Oracle, and I ask specifically for 3 things that would help you the most right now. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to do better. Don't set limits on your potential. Okay, so solar plexus has come up so many times, so definitely doing some work there. Challenging, I like that it's talking about challenge yourself here. I see every challenge, so that is very interesting that that's coming up for you again. So really changing your vision, your actions, your thoughts, trying something completely different. This will also help you to shift. Get a reading, okay? I said that earlier here because something about that crystal ball she was holding, that came to me. Get a reading. Use divination to understand your desires and path. And the last helpful tip, open up. What is that? Oh, you're being asked to open your heart to another, to let down your walls and trust that they want what's best for you. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. Okay, that also has to do with seeing things as challenges. You're opening yourself in a new way. You're putting yourself out there. You're trusting. You're allowing. You're seeing the purpose in everything that you're doing. You're living a more joyful, abundant life, and also just feeling, purpose. There's nothing feels better than, fulfilling a purpose, a desire. Well, not just a desire, but, our life purpose, why we're here, making a difference. Beautiful. So those are your messages for the week. I hope they are helpful. Good luck on your path. Highest blessings and infinite gratitude. Sat Nam. Hello, beautiful and magnificent beings. Welcome to this week's Oracle and Tarot reading. Let's see what messages the universe has for pile number 2. This reminds me of that Edvard Munch painting. You've seen the guy where he's kind of holding his face and his mouth is open. It looks a lot like that. I am adventurous. Today I will try something new. What would I like to accomplish? What can I do to push away any anxiety surrounding this new adventure? Okay, so Spirit is telling you, asking you, saying that it is time to be brave. Look at all that solar plexus golden energy around her, all of that golden light and blue supporting you. It is time to start putting yourself out there in ways that you haven't. Be brave, move forward. When you start doing this, it might feel a little daunting at first, but once you get going, it's going to be so much fun. You're going to love it. It's going to challenge you, but it's also going to push you in areas of your life that are very unexpected, unseen. It's going to inspire you to take new direction in life in a way that you haven't before, and to see these things. They're all adventures connecting to your childlike wonder. What do you want to do right now? What have you been thinking about that you'd like to try, accomplish, achieve, that you have been putting off? So now is the time to do this. Open up. Feel that inspiration. Feel that drive, that passion, that guidance. And we have violet flame, burning away what's no longer needed, 23. Okay, so doing some type of clearing, well, actually, specifically violet flame, but it could be more than that. Or if there's something that you feel more drawn to than violet flame, but definitely some type of cleansing needs to happen for you right now. Those are purple, but they remind me of lotus flowers, which is, they represent knowledge and spiritual wisdom, activations, higher levels of consciousness. So also I know there's some type of, oh, what is it? It's an Egyptian tea that I think it's lotus blossom tea or something. That could be something. If you feel drawn to that, that could also be very helpful. Working with plants, maybe doing your cleanse outside, your meditation while you're sitting on the earth, calling in the violet flame. Or if you don't know how to do this, it's not difficult, but maybe some of you feel like you need someone to help you get started. You know, go see your local healer, or you know, you can use a video on YouTube, whatever you feel right doing. So some type of cleansing, not just the body, but I'm hearing in the home as well, cleansing, purifying your entire house. That will definitely help break away a lot of that anxiety and fear energy. So a lot of that stuff you can be holding on to that's not even your own. A magical journey is about to begin. Prepare yourself. Wow. The all-seeing eye is on you. You are safe. You are protected. You're being watched over. Look at all those magical candles and potions and plants. Again, I feel connecting to the earth at this time, using some type of I'm hearing herbal treatment, whatever that means. Herbal treatment could be tea, it could be working with magical herbs, it could be burning them, consecrating your home, your energy, making space, clearing out that old negative energy. I feel like, and this is something that recently happened to me, and part of the reason I've been taking time, rebuild the barriers around your home, whatever you use for protection. You want to do this regularly because they will start to break down over time. You will get leakage. So I feel like there's been, some of this has been happening to you. And also I feel like some of you have had some people in your home that are not the best for you, like they've left some ick, you know, some type of negative energy. There might be entities. I mean, those are easy to get rid of, so don't fear, you know, worry about those, because you have all of the power. They do not. So definitely making space, clearing out all of that energy so you can get started. A magical journey. How exciting. Do you know what that is, I wonder? Maybe you've been expecting it. And we have wake. Okay, remember how I was just talking about lotus and spiritual awakening? And now we have wake. And again, all of these earthly little creatures, look at that, they all have faces on them, the plants, the trees, the flowers, the rocks, reminding you that you are connected. Go out. And again, animus, this is coming up also in pile 1. The divine wants many of you to remember, and those of you who don't even know, you are an animist. Most of us are. Our ancestors were animists. And so going back out into nature, allowing that divine connection, that healing, and you know, this is going to bring more abundance, is going to bring more freedom into your life, more grace, I'm hearing, clarity, stability. Wow. So yes, this is going to help elevate you to higher consciousness as well. And crown chakra, no surprise there after everything that just came through. The daily choices I make now align me with my life's purpose. Judgment, self-evaluation, awakening, again coming through, renewal, composure, decisiveness, homesickness, snap judgments, blame, forgiveness, final reckoning, a final examination. As you sow, so shall you reap. Okay, so asking you to really reflect on your thoughts at this time also. What are you putting out there? Not just your thoughts, but your actions. And what are you saying? Just make sure everything aligns with your actions, with your emotions. These are true, not, You know, sometimes we say one thing, but we act and feel different, and that specific action, those emotions, that's what's creating your life, that's creating your circumstances around you. So being in that divine connection, understanding what you're doing, when you're doing it, why you're doing it, making self-evaluations, just reevaluating your life. What is most important? What do you need to focus on the most now? What means the most to you? And root chakra, intuition, love, comfort, kindness, intuition, a good idea, a sensitive, thoughtful, introverted, cooperative, quiet, dreamy, imaginative, psychic, emotional, or dependent youth, someone interested in learning about emotional issues. Okay, so I feel like these are some of the things that are going to be, it's going to become more dominant in your life than it has been. You're going to learn to trust your intuition, to go with that guidance more than you have before, becoming more psychic, and someone interested in learning about emotional issues. Okay, maybe some of you have been thinking about being a therapist or some type of teacher or healer, so this speaks to that as well. When you're trusting your intuition, when you're living more in this divine space, it helps you to feel more grounded in who you are as well. Page of Cups, in case I didn't say that. In the last tarot, we have solar plexus, making investments, 7 of Pentacles, things coming to fruition, hard work paying off, harvest, rewards, profits, results, payouts, manifestation of ideas and goals coming through again, inheritance of some sort, cultivation, growing, gestation, nurturing, perseverance, patience, planning. Okay, so I like planning coming through again, talking about taking the time to reflect and contemplate, being more adventurous. This could also mean traveling because of the things that you have been working on, this process that you're going through now, it's paying off. Abundance has come through several times for you, being watched over, protected, guided, also some type of financial stability coming in for you. You might be expecting this already, but patience and planning these adventures. You know, this could be travel, moving, a new job. Maybe some of you are thinking about having a child. Maybe some of you are thinking about going back to school. And again, I definitely pick up on the healer vibe of some sort. Oops. Okay, let's see what our next 3 messages are. We have mindful messages. I love these little cards. I have not used them in such a long time. Guidance system. Okay, your guidance system, again, intuition coming through, also the unseen support. I love using my emotions as a guidance system. They show me how to close, or they show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I'm feeling joy and doing the things I love, I am in a state of allowing for my desires. I notice when I'm feeling low vibrational thoughts and shift them to release resistance. Yes, it is getting easier to do this. And you know, this is such an amazing blessing or gift. This is part of our technology. You know, the older generations, our grandparents, our parents were told, you know, to ignore these type of things, push them down, don't allow yourself to feel your emotions, which is the worst thing we can do because it causes all kinds of health issues and depression. But, you know, new generations, this generation, my generation, we're all learning the complete opposite, and it is becoming easier. Again, this is part of who we are. We're meant to feel these feelings, these emotions. It is the system that guides us. Where do we need to go? What do we need to work on? You know, again, part of our technology. Oops. And expressing love. Today, I notice the things I appreciate about the people in my life. I take a moment Oops, I lost my place, sorry. I take a moment to send them love and to wish them well. My love is infinite and I feel great to express it. Yes, so this can be literally saying it to a person, or maybe just saying it silently. They don't always need to, I mean, people love to hear these kind of things, but you know, something I like to do is the main room of my house, there's like a large picture window. And I always see the cars, I always see whenever packages from Amazon or the mail come, and whenever someone comes to my house and drops something off, I always like to bless them as they're walking away. I thank them for their service and bless them. And it is just such a powerful thing that we can do. And you know, it shifts, like you never know how that's going to affect their day. Even if they don't hear it, it's like you just added something good to their life. So this is something nice to get in the habit of doing. Commitment. I am committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into the fullest potential. Even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I know they have vibrationally manifested and are on their way. Yes, it's already done. It's already out there. It's just about aligning yourself on the same frequency. It took me a long time to learn this, but again, up here, your guidance system, how do you feel? Check in with that. You know, that tells you how close you are to it. And the last 3 messages, I ask specifically things that you could do right now that would be the most beneficial or helpful. And, oops, this is the Practical Self Oracle. Ooh, wow, okay, this one's never come out before. It almost looks like the back. This is very unique. There's no other card like this in the deck. You have special gifts. Never surrender to the normal. Yes, absolutely. This is our time, let me tell you. Finally, you know, all of the years of pain and suffering and struggling, especially when we were children, because we thought these gifts were the worst thing that could have happened to us. We didn't realize they were gifts. You know, they made us feel bad about ourselves. People made fun of us. People put us down. People were afraid of us. We didn't know what they were, how to express them, or how to use them. You know, it just felt like such a curse. But now, years and years later, we finally see and understand our abilities, who we are, why we came here, how unique and special we are. Never surrender to the normal. You are not meant to be. Born to stand out. Again, oh my gosh. How funny. Okay, some extra reassurance for some of you. You don't fit in. Stand in your own power and be proud of your individuality. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is something I've been enjoying myself lately. Excuse me. Super windy here today. I forgot to bring in my water. Yeah, I was just talking to a friend recently, and we were comparing notes about who we are and some of the things we've been through. And she pointed out certain things, and it's like I never thought of myself or saw myself that way. And I was just like, wow, and you just take a moment to really appreciate these things. And the last message, obsession. Focusing too much on one situation, the need to take a step back. Okay, so relaxing, calming yourself again, checking in with your guidance system, trusting your intuition, appreciating yourself, knowing you are supported, you're taken care of. This is part of the journey, part of the awakening process, the ascension process. And obsession is not healthy regardless of what it is. Try to equally focus on everything, step back. And a lot of times when we stop obsessing, that's when everything starts to happen naturally as it was meant to. We need to give it space. We need to let go of that control. Okay, so those are your messages for the week. I hope they are helpful. Good luck on your path. Highest blessings and infinite gratitude. Sat Nam. Hello, beautiful and magnificent beings. Welcome to this week's Oracle and Tarot reading. Let's see what messages the universe has for pile number 3. If you chose the card with the balloons, I am freed from anxiety and worry with each deep breath. Okay, take a breath, letting go of the stress, the anxiety, the worry. This tells me that it's time for a little self-care, little TLC. Just kind of giving it a break, letting go right now. You're clinging, you're holding on a little too tight, you're a little too focused, maybe a little obsessed. A message came out in the last pile for obsession as well. And trying something fun. This will instantly switch that energy, that mindset. Also looking at things from a different point of view. Like you're so stuck in tunnel vision right now, a little myopic. You need to break free from that. And, you know, stepping back, clearing your mind, letting go of this, doing some type of healing. Get a massage, do some reiki, do some yoga, ride a bike. Go horseback riding, go skiing, whether it's water or snow, something that you love or something different that's very stimulating. The more stimulating it is, the more helpful that will break you free. Maybe actually going out in a balloon. I am dying to do that. I've never done it. I'm looking forward to it one day. But just imagine yourself up there looking down, how different the world would look, how different your problems, your situation would look. Okay, how can I stay grounded as I move through the day? What situations make me feel the most anxious? How can I prevent such situations? Okay, so grounding, calming, as we were just talking about. And, you know, I recommend doing that first, and then think about, you know, what are these things that get me so riled up? How can I handle them differently? How can I reduce that stress or completely eliminate it? Okay, so let's see. You know what? Let me grab a quick drink. My voice is getting a little gravelly, more than usual. It is a super windy day out here today. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can. I wanted to crack the window a little bit. It's so hot in here, but it sounds like a David Lynch movie. Okay, maybe it'll be okay. Can you hear that? Okay, rainbow boundary. Protect your true self. Okay, rainbow boundary. Look at, she has little trees. Again, grounding is coming in, connecting to the earth. Look at all of those little blue orbs. She's being surrounded and protected in the spiritual realms. And also look under her feet where she's standing on a cloud, like double rainbow. Okay, this is reminding you of your power, of your abundance, of your connection to the divine, and also setting boundaries. This could be another reason you're so stressed out and have anxiety. You need to go back and, again, as it was talking about, reflecting on what is it specifically and how can you lessen the anxiety or resolve it. You need to set some type of boundary. Maybe it's somebody at work is taking advantage and pushing too much work on you that you shouldn't be doing. You know, it could be anyone or anything, but boundaries are so important. And look at all of that beautiful pink and purple. So we've got higher consciousness coming in. All of your guides are surrounding and supporting you. You can see her palms are open. She's saying, yes, I accept this help. Come in, support me, show me the way. And number 10, in case I didn't see that earlier. A time of great prosperity is on the horizon. Okay, so looking into the crystal ball, oddly enough, there's a crystal in the crystal ball. It sort of looks like it might be an amethyst. Okay, so this could be part of your stress and anxiety. Maybe it has to do with finances, financial advisor. I'm hearing for some of you to get a financial advisor. Some of you might be financial advisors. Maybe that's part of the stress because you're so overwhelmed with a lot of work. Again, that keeps coming through. Overworked. Somebody is putting too much work, stress, and pressure on you. But this is a time of great prosperity, so not to worry if you've been stressed out about your finances or money or where something's coming from. Again, the less stress, the more grounded, this will help shift the opportunity. It will shift the energy much more quickly and resolve the situation. And we have truth. And look at this rabbit. Rabbits represent prosperity, fortune, luck. They represent fertility, so an abundant time for you. And I don't know what that little thing is he's holding there, but it sort of looks like a bow truckle, except for the color is a little off. So truth. And over here, there's more of them. And he has that staff, the Gandalf staff, I like to call it. And look at the green robe and the hat, abundance. And look at all of the divine connection here. So just speaking, not just speaking the truth, but knowing your truth, doing what is right for you. And that is protection and boundaries, letting go of the stress and worry, grounding yourself, going out, having some fun, allowing your position, your point of view to shift and change. In the first tarot we have, look at that, throat chakra again, truth. Conflict, 5 of Wands. Conflict, fighting, arguments, rows, disagreements, struggle, opposition, battle, aggression, temper, clashing personalities, ego strikes, chaos, disobedience, being defensive, territorial, assertive. Okay, so again, and I like that this is coming out under boundaries. You're in a situation right now. I mean, it could have to do with anything, but I'm getting a strong sense of work related for most of you. Something is going on. I'm hearing family business as well, so you're getting a double whammy there. So it is important to stand your ground, to speak your truth, say what you mean, don't allow yourself to be pushed down. You know, stepping away is the most important thing you can do right now, and grounding yourself so you can think about it clearly, what needs to happen. Oh, sacral, anxiety coming out again. Fear, anxiety, terror, negativity, deep unhappiness, stress, burden, overwhelmed, at the breaking point, inability to cope or face life, mental anguish, guilt, regret, remorse, focusing on the past, subject of gossip. Okay, so it is really important that you get out of this situation, you resolve it. Like this I sense is going to take a lot of extra work on your part. Like I feel like you're going to be more open to solving and resolving, where other people are just so stubborn, heels dug in, like they want it their way or no way at all. So you're trying to find a happy medium, a way to resolve this without sacrificing your own integrity, because whoever this is or these people, they don't care. It's all about what they want and doing it their way. So you have to be the strong person to make the compromise, to figure out how to do this, again, without losing any of your own integrity. Third eye, choice, two paths. This card comes out so often in my readings. Let me check something. Oops, okay, sorry about that. 2 paths, decisions, opinions, planning. Grass is greener on the other side. Immigration, suddenly leaving, deciding to stay or go, waiting, anticipation, restlessness, detachment, withdrawn, wanderlust. Okay, so reminding you that it is your choice. Sometimes we feel stuck, but we always have the opportunity. We can always change any situation. We can get out of any situation. We can avoid it. We can stay in it. We can resolve it. There's so many options. And this is telling you or reminding you, you don't have to put up with this. You don't have to do this. You know, it's time for you to make a decision though, because this has been going on for quite some time and it's not good for you. Like, it's just really draining and sucking the life out of you. Okay, let's see what your mindful messages are. Casting spells. The words I speak and the stories I tell are like spells. What I say and believe, I attract more of. So I shift my story from lack to abundance, from victim to empowerment, and from complaint to gratitude. Now when I speak to others, through my words, I am casting beautiful spells. Okay, again, coming through like the last message, it's your choice, but also being the adult, being the person that takes charge and does things in the best possible way for both sides, which I know is not easy when you're dealing with those kind of people. It's very frustrating, but paying attention, what are you saying? You know, those spells, that is magic that you're putting out there. And you'll notice, you'll start to see and to feel the shift and the change, reminding you of how powerful you are. And nurture. It's okay to want to stay home and be alone. Yes, especially right now, you need to self-care and ground as much as possible. I deserve days to myself, days to relax and simply be. I honor how I feel and take this day to do the things that feel nurturing to me. Yes, absolutely. You are long overdue for this. Okay, and opportunities for growth. Okay, funny, the very first message that came through in pile 1 had to do with this, in case you felt drawn to it. Everything is happening for me and my evolution. I am not a victim of the things that happen. I take ownership of my life and make the best of the challenges along my journey. I see how difficult moments help me to be the best version, and I am thankful for them. Yes, so even though this might be a very uncomfortable, unsatisfying, miserable situation, there is always something good to be gained. You are learning, you are growing. These people are going to be stuck that way. They're not making any effort, and just think how miserable the rest of their life is going to be. 49:49 on the clock timer. But you are learning, you are groaning. You might be groaning. You are growing, you're making the effort to learn, to become more, to become stronger, to be more enlightened in who you are. And you know, it takes a lot. It says a lot about you to be able to do these things. Okay, and the last 3 messages are about self-care. The main 3 things that would be the most helpful for you right now. Plan your career, okay? Funny funny, but very, very accurate and synchronistic. Create milestones and have a strategy to set yourself up for success. Okay, so perhaps planning a new career, again, doing something to get out of the situation you're in. Maybe this could be going for another company, a completely new job. It could be about maybe staying in the office you're at, but doing something different that gets you away from these people. There's so many opportunities here for you. And release doubt. You've been here before. Trust yourself and believe in your own strength to own your life. Yes, you've got this. You can do this. 51:15 on the clock timer. You have the power. You know, sometimes people take our power, we give our power away. They can't take it unless we allow it. But over time, they wear us down, and sometimes we can forget the strength that we possess. So reminding you, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do anything you set your heart on. You deserve the best. You know, this could be another reason people are treating you poorly. Sometimes, you know, we come across others that they might be very threatened by you in some way. You know, maybe that's why they're so aggressive and lash out and want to attack. You're triggering them in some way. Do a 30-day challenge. Force yourself to do something new for the next 30 days to form a new habit. This can also be very helpful. I love stuff like this, especially sometimes when we're having a situation like this, the last thing you want to do is like, are you kidding me? My hands are full. You know, I've got all of this going on. How could I possibly focus on something else? But it is amazingly helpful. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It could just be something for 3 to 5 minutes a day, but do a 30-day challenge, and every day that you do this, it's going to feel like a sanctuary, a safe haven. You're going to come to look upon it with such joy and enthusiasm, you know, especially when you're having these difficult days. And it's going to shift your mood, your energy, and make you feel better. It's going to help you get through the situation much more quickly. So just be open to that. It's very powerful. So those are your messages for the week. I hope they are helpful. Good luck on your path. Highest blessings and infinite gratitude. Sat Nam.